Good day, dear friends. My name is Jonathan McCleary. I'm the pastor of Bay United Methodist Church in Bay Village, Ohio. Welcome to our midweek meditation. I'm so glad you have given a few minutes of your precious time to reconnect your life with God. You're giving a few minutes, but today I would like to discuss what Jesus has given to make that relationship possible with Him. We know that Jesus gave His life on the cross for our salvation. That's the greatest gift of all. That was the culmination of His presence here on earth. But what I would like you to consider this Christmas is what Jesus gave just to be here. It's a concept so amazing we had to give it a word. It's called the Incarnation. He, through whom all things were created, left the glories of heaven to be one of us. And not just one of us, but to embed Himself among the poorest of the poor. Now, you may be thinking that's old news. You've heard this before, but trust me, this isn't old. You haven't even begun to grasp how magnificent this miracle really is. It is beyond human comprehension to fully appreciate what really happened when God Himself became human. Yes, we have a word for it, but words cannot describe how amazing this really is. Now, I've been preaching this for decades, and still I find any description inadequate. And every time I try to wrap my brain around it, I can only end up with an incredible sense of awe. Martin Luther couldn't explain it either, but he succinctly stated the impossibility of describing the miracle with just a few words. He said, "He whom the world could not enwrap, yonder lies in Mary's lap." So if you are not enthralled by the Incarnation, all I can say is your conception of who God is must be far too small. Almost by definition, God is beyond imagining, standing far above and beyond what He has created. But then to think He diminished Himself to live within what He has made, to be subject to His own creation, and choosing the lowliest standing of all, the baby of a peasant girl in a backwater country. It takes my breath away. I hope it does yours too. And beyond the mechanics of making that happen, there is the reason it happened in the first place. And to me, that is just as stunning as the rest of it. What would ever cause anyone to leave the glories of heaven and come to earth with all of its pain and death and misery? 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 9 gives us part of the reason. It says, "For you know the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though He was rich, yet for your sake He became poor, so that you, through His poverty, might become rich." Paul is saying that it was for your benefit in mind that Jesus left His riches behind and endured the grinding poverty of earth to bestow eternal riches upon us. It was that verse which inspired Frank Houghton to pen the following words back in 1934. He wrote, "Thou who wast rich beyond all splendor, all for love's sake becamest poor. Thrones for a manger did surrender, sapphire paved courts for stable floor. Thou who wast rich beyond all splendor, all for love's sake becamest poor." That God became human is mind-blowing. That He did it for the love of you and me makes it infinitely more glorious. This is a miracle so astounding, so glorious, that the angels of heaven could not contain their songs of praise. Let the glory of this birth fill your heart as well. May it fill you with joy. May it astound you with wonder. May it humble you with its majesty, and may your knees buckle with holy awe as you bend those knees in worship. This amazing miracle was done for you. Be glad, for you are amazingly loved by God. Be blessed, dear ones. I'll see you soon.